My mind state feel like the crime in the summertime. Higher than average, lot of cabbage. Thank God I never abide by the established.
So now, you know, most of the UK and I guess other countries as well are starting to get out of the lockdown. You know, people are starting to go outside, you know, shops are reopening, that kind of thing, which means that day game is obviously a lot more possible now. The downside obviously is that I know probably a lot of you guys who maybe were doing it before, maybe had a bit of a break and are now trying to get back into it again. And it can be a bit tricky, but I think like the main thing to kind of realise is that you've done it before and therefore you can do it again. So you know, it's like having a muscle memory. It's not something you're going to completely forget. It's just about getting yourself reacquainted with it all and just throw yourself back in there. It seems, I know it could probably seem like really daunting to have to kind of throw yourself back to where you were, or you know, get back into it. But I think the best way to do it for most guys, especially if you have had, you know, social anxiety before, is just to kind of do like really small, basic, incremental steps. So you know, don't kind of think to yourself like, oh, I'm going back to do approaches again. Oh fuck, because and it's gonna, you know, give you a massive sense of dread. I think the best way to kind of think about it is that I'm just going to be more sociable with people, and it can be just doing like really simple things. Something as simple as just kind of, you know, asking someone for directions initially, or just asking someone for the time, and then just trying to, you know, spark up a spontaneous interaction following from that. So it could be, for example, asking someone for directions and be like, oh, by the way, I really like your coat, or by the way, I really like your sweater, whatever it is. And that will automatically get you into a more sociable mood, so that way, you know, the next time you do an approach, you can just go straight in with, for example, I like your sweater, I had to stop you, I like your sweater. And maybe that's the end of the interaction, you just walk on, or maybe you carry on that interaction. So the key thing really is not to put so much pressure on yourself initially, because that's one of the biggest things that kind of screws a lot of guys over, is actually the fact that they try to, you know, think to themselves like, oh, I'm doing approaches right now, I'm doing an approach. So it's just a lot of pressure, and it's like you're putting so much pressure on yourself, like, oh, I must get this, you know, I'm doing an approach, I need to get this girl's number, I want to express my liking towards her. It puts a lot of pressure on yourself, when really it's just about seeing, you know, being sociable, seeing if the person that you're speaking to is a cool person, seeing if you can take it forward, and if not, that's all good. So that's basically how I would kind of think about it. Because obviously now you can go back into the high streets and that kind of thing. It's a lot more possible to do that, because the people who are outside obviously before is much more empty, apart from like the parks and stuff. So that's why I would recommend doing that kind of thing, just keeping it really simple initially, and just doing this like small incremental steps to get you back into that social state again, to the point where you can just go in and start doing the, you know, proper approaches again. And obviously for those guys who really struggling with this massive social anxiety, or even if you just want to get started with this, then obviously the option for coaching is still available. I'm here in Mexico for at least another month, so do get in touch if you're interested. And I also have another coach in London as well, who can help you out for when I'm not in London, who's also a really high quality coach. So yeah, the option for coaching is still available for you guys as well. But yeah, I'd say like don't procrastinate, because like with coronavirus, we've had like a year and a half of just inactivity, and you know, life is short, life is finite, so really now is the time to just stop fucking around and get back into it. Just do the video. To just get back into it, yeah. So don't like procrastinate, just get back into it, because I know, like, you guys probably know that deep down you know that you want to do this, and it's time to just go ahead and do it. Now that things are starting to reopen, things are starting to get back to normal, now is really the time to do this.
Cheers for watching. If you'd be interested in one-to-one coaching with me, where we'll go out in public and work on you approaching girls, or more generally with your social confidence, please visit my website ed-game.com.